One day, I, king's sake, found a pregnant lady to call my wife. I robbed someone, stole their house and removed their kids before they could call the police. I've ruled over Cumberland for many centuries until my wife was torn apart, limb from limb. But luckily the baby survived. We hid in a wheel for many years, until Frank the milkman pushed us past the battlefield of the war between Bobasolo 10 and Super_Javan. Super_Javan was staring at me like I was an attack helicopter. I got out and used the baby as a weapon and charged towards Bobasolo 10. He cut my legs off. Frank rescued me and we ran away like cowards. I used extremely large carrots as legs. I picked up an AK-47 and shot Bobasolo 10. He threw my baby into a pile of horse poo. I gave up and so I went to Frank's house and, well, I live there now. I gave the baby a shower. His name is Rango. I taught him how to use an AK-47. One day he shot a cow and the cow pooped on his head. It's been 10 years and Rango is now 10. My neighbour in San Francisco said, "Aren't your legs a bit mouldy by now?" I said no. She then said, "I know who killed your wife. It was Dwayne." Your wife's left foot. So I, king's sake, set on a mission to find Dwayne. He lives on St. Johnson Street and his mum is called Johnsonese. So I went there, got my AK-47, grabbed her by the throat and shot Johnsonese in the head 55 times. Dwayne showed up. Up at the door, with an expressionless face, I slapped him. He crushed my carrots with an ounce of power. I let out a little fart. He grabbed me by the nose so I couldn't breathe. He ripped my nose off. The stench vanished. I said, "Ah!" SpongeBob was there, ready to personally execute me with a spork in one hand and a spatula in the other. He cut off my arms in a flash. I let out a scream of agony. He said, "You look like a roast potassium field." He chucked me over the fence, stabbing me on a garden shovel. I hopped into a can of beans. It was a bit juicy, but it will have to do. Luckily, Postman Pat and Fireman Sam were here to my rescue. Fireman Sam melted SpongeBob and used him as candle wax. Postman Pat ripped open a package to find a bazooka and shot it directly at Dwayne's face. His limp body fell over. I cut off his legs, arms and nose to use as my own. I went home a hero and used the rest of the body as a decoration back at home. Me, Fireman Sam and Postman Pat had a nice celebration dinner.